Welcome back to the channel. This is Vincenzo Landino. Today we talk about books, reading, those things that like no one ever holds anymore. Well, we do here at Skyfall Studios. One of these books Blake recommended, another book we've both read, the other three only I've read. Before we get into it, click on the subscribe button below, turn on notifications so you can get more videos like this. First book I read many years ago. I'm bringing it back because rest in peace, Anthony Bourdain. Kitchen Confidential. Seriously, it is funny, it is shocking, it is sex, drugs, and rock and roll, all in the kitchen. You might only know Anthony Bourdain from some of his popular shows, but this is what got him to be where he was as a celebrity, as a personality, as one of the greatest, I would say, interviewers that we've seen in this generation. But this is all the stuff that happens in the kitchen, behind the scenes, that you don't see, that you don't know about. Anthony describes it in quite detail. So if you're interested in that, if you thought that the kitchen scene was just chefs slinging some tickets around and yelling at their sous chefs like you see Gordon Ramsay and some of these other guys do, there's so much more to it than that, and Kitchen Confidential is the book I highly recommend for you. The next book was given to me by the author, Nir, at a conference in Barcelona that we were working, and he had given a keynote on stage, and I thought it was absolutely fascinating about psychology, why people buy products, and how to build products that people want to buy. And he wrote a book called Hooked, and it is probably the most valuable presentation of this information. It's all about how to build habit-forming products. It goes really into human psychology because that's what it's all about. And I'm fascinated by psychology, why people do things they do, why they buy things they do. And Nir goes really in depth. Ryan Hoover wrote the foreword to it. Ryan Hoover from Product Hunt, which is kind of cool. He's all about promoting products and whatnot. So when I had seen that, I was like, ooh, I gotta read it. I got this book about last year, finally cut into it late last year, early this year. Highly, highly recommended if you are at all interested in human psychology, and even more so if you are building a business or a product that you want people to get hooked on. Hooked. All right, next book given to me by Alex DeSimone from Vayner Talent. Thank you, Alex, for this one. It is Jesse Itzler's book from like 2010. It's called Living with a Seal, and that seal at the time was not as popular as now. David Goggins, who you've probably seen at this point in 2019 on Joe Rogan. He's got his own thing going on. You've probably seen him all over social media. Jesse lived with a seal. In the book, he calls him Seal. Jesse lived with him for 30 days. He lived with him, the toughest man on the planet. If you know anything about David Goggins now, you know this dude is like, pretty much eats nails. And like, I mean that totally literally. The guy is an absolute insane animal. And so Jesse trained with him for 31 days. He actually lived with him. He hired him to live with him. And this book chronicles that. It is hysterical. It is eye-opening. And you actually feel for Jesse. There's times where he's running through Central Park and he's like 2 miles into a run and he asks the seal, hey, did you bring $2 with you? And he's like, for what? I'm hungry, I want a banana. Jesse says to him, he's like, great, run faster so you get home and eat quicker. I mean, like, it's stuff like that. There's lines like that in the book that'll just get you laughing, but also be like, damn, that's a good point. That's Living with a Seal by Jesse Itzler, the seal being David Goggins. Check out David Goggins' latest book as well, kind of a little bit of a bonus. Can't Hurt Me. It came out just really late last year, but highly, highly recommend it. Blake read it, he said it was fantastic. We're big David Goggins fans. We actually listen to his quotes all the time, especially from his Joe Rogan episodes. So Can't Hurt Me, go check that out as well. This is an oldie, but something I just picked up right around Christmas time last year. I started reading it right around February. Confessions of an Advertising Man. This is by David Ogilvy. When you think of Mad Men, or when you think of Ogilvy, I think Mad Men. Like, those are the types of scenes that come to my mind when I think about David Ogilvy and the ad agency he created. But in this book, first of all, if you're in business, any sort of business, this is 100% required reading. In fact, I'm probably gonna make my team read it as soon as I'm done recording this video. In this book, David covers things from how to get clients, how to run an advertising agency, how to keep clients. Should advertising be abolished? I mean, even if you're not in business for yourself, if you're somebody who just works for a living, this is a fantastic book to read. David Ogilvy, absolute advertising icon, and really advertising makes the world go round. We were talking about it earlier today in the studio, how you can take a $1 cup of coffee, throw some marketing on it, and it becomes $4 because of a brand symbol on it. And that's what advertising today has done to the common everyday products. We have things like luggage, that now a luggage company is worth $1.2 billion. I have that luggage, I love it. Away is who I'm talking about, but they've done such a fantastic job of advertising in the current state that they can sell their luggage for $300-400. You have Toomey bags like I have. It's a backpack. But because they've created such a brand for themselves and they advertise very well, you're gonna spend $600 on it. This man right here, David Ogilvy, is the godfather of all of that. So you have him to thank, or maybe not thank, depends on which side of the coin you're on. But read this book, get into the psychology of advertising, how it got started, or how David got started. Confessions of an Advertising Man, David Ogilvy. All right, last but not least is this fantastic one called Creative Quest by Questlove. Blake actually recommended it to me. He picked it up. It comes at creativity from a different angle. Instead of telling you how to be creative, or instead of telling you, ways to be creative, Questlove dives into stories. Now, he's been in some fantastic recording studios. He's been around such creative people. These stories are his way of kind of passing that on to you, and you glean from that what you wish, which I kind of wish a lot more books were like that, right? Like, instead of telling me what to do, tell me a story that will show me how it was done, and then I can pick it up. That's exactly what Questlove does here in Creative Quest, and highly recommended. The book is brand new. I think this, just came out, right? About a year ago? So I keep forgetting when things come out, but it was a New York Times bestseller, and if that means anything to you, you should also go pick it up. All right, what did you think about that? What books are you reading? Did you read any of these books? Let me know in the comments below. Specifically, I want to know what books you recommend that I read. Me specifically, give me a book to read. I want to hear what your best bets are. If you liked this video and want more, hit subscribe, turn on the notifications like I said in the beginning, so that you can be the first to know about more videos like this one. And until next time, I'll see you in the next video.